Arizona's economy is growing. Economists at the University of Arizona College of Management forecasting added jobs, a population boost, and an increased income in 2018. We get a better sense of how one company views Arizona's economic potential. First, Garrick Taylor with the Arizona Chamber of Commerce offered this take on the state's economic prospects.
We're very encouraged by where we sit right now. When Fortune magazine says that you're one of the top 10 states for projected job growth, that's great. When CEO magazine says you've got a top 10 business environment, great place to invest and expand a business, that's great because the cost of doing business in California is so expensive, but you can reach those same customers by setting up your distribution centers here in Arizona. When you see the logistics side of our economy humming, that means trucks and trains and airplanes coming through this state. That means there's stuff on those conveyances going to market.
Union Pacific has a big role in moving goods across Arizona. Public Affairs Director Dan Harbeck says the company has nearly 700 miles of track across the state and spent more than $200 million over the last 5 years fortifying its infrastructure here, with more to come.
Just this past April, we announced a $26.5 million project just for our capital spend in 2018. So what that means is, for example, we placed about 8 miles of new rail in the Yuma area, and we replaced about 40,000 ties Wilcox going east, along with about 19,000 tons of ballast. And so that all goes to allowing us to replace certain infrastructure that we have, make sure that it's in place to serve our customers, and continue to respond to those demands.
Strategy for business, but also for safety.
Safety is the core of everything we do here at Union Pacific. You're right, not only do we spend those capital dollars to harden our infrastructure and serve our customers, but the way we do it, the technology we have in place to support that has driven down, customer incidents, employee incidents.
I'd like to follow up on a piece we did with Union Pacific about a year ago and the hundreds of locomotives parked along Interstate 10 between Tucson and Benson. They're gone now. Where'd they go?
I think there are folks who point to the economy and just what we've seen there in terms of upticks in certain markets, but for UP and probably for us more broadly, it's more a story of our flexibility. I think we're constantly evaluating what our customer product is and our ability to adapt to our customers' needs. And so having the ability to have resources like that stored in different places allows us to pull them and store them and allows us to be more nimble in terms of serving our customers. That's probably the larger story beyond what we're just seeing in the economy.
Trains are moving, that means good things for the economy. Where does Arizona fit into that map of what's really driving Union Pacific's traffic right now?
Anyone who opens up a newspaper today or a trade magazine, you look at those rankings of the fastest growing communities, counties, cities, states. Arizona has been and continues to be one of those fastest growing states. And there's many in the Southwest. We've seen some of that in the Southeast over time. But you're seeing some of these states really turn the lights on when it comes to that growth.
Anything unique about Arizona that you would attribute that to?
A couple of things. One, just our footprint here. So what we call the Sunset Route, which is really Los Angeles to El Paso, major trade thoroughfare east to west. And the fact that that runs right along I-10 through Arizona, I think you see Phoenix as a consumer market. So in other words, delivering more product to Phoenix, which just speaks to its growth, building materials, lumber, steel. But then the fact that Union Pacific Railroad is the only freight railroad with 6 gateways in and out of Mexico. One of those being here in Arizona, at Nogales.
Fair to say there is connectivity between Arizona and Mexico, and it's important for that relationship to continue.
It is. You can't help but think about NAFTA and that discussion today. It's something we're paying particular attention to, not just Union Pacific, but I think business at large is paying attention to that. And if you look at it, Arizona and Mexico, I think Mexico is Arizona's #1 trading partner. And so the fact that from a freight rail perspective, we help serve some of those needs is a big responsibility for us and something that we prize in terms of having a hand in that cross-border trade with Mexico.
Back at the Arizona Chamber of Commerce, Garrick Taylor also spoke about maintaining a strong cross-border trade relationship with Mexico. And our discussion turned to the impact of tariffs, including those imposed by the U.S. on Mexican steel and aluminum. Taylor explained how retaliatory tariffs from affected countries could affect shoppers and manufacturers in Arizona.
This is what they call the tit-for-tat moment in international trade. You're going to make my products less competitive in your country. Well, we can play that game. What do you like to sell in my country? That's going to become more expensive here. This is what trade partners do, and it is bad news for the manufacturers in this country who sell abroad. But again, what happens to consumers here who want to buy a steel product, whether it's a washing machine or an automobile, the prices go up, the selection goes down, and it's a backdoor tax increase on the American people.
Is there a benefit to doing it this way?
Look, if you occupy a certain a segment of the political spectrum that represents, for example, organized labor. You've been agitating for this sort of thing for a while. You've seen, for example, when he announced the steel tariffs, he was doing an Oval Office meeting with steel workers. I think it's chasing fool's gold, though. It makes the other inputs that go into the manufacturing process go up. It costs other jobs in the economy. It's ultimately a lose-lose. The president has said that trade wars are easy to win. They're not.
New tariffs come as the U.S. is in the middle of renegotiating NAFTA with Mexico and Canada. Talks have been off and on for the last several months. Recently, President Trump suggested negotiating new agreements with each country individually. What does the market look like if the United States deals directly with Mexico, Mexico deals directly with Canada? How does that look?
One of the things you've heard from this administration, whether it's the United States Trade Representative or the President himself, is that he prefers bilateral trade deals. He'll cut a deal with Mexico, he'll cut a deal with Canada. That ship sailed nearly 25 years ago with the advent of NAFTA. We now have supply chains that are totally integrated across international borders. To attempt to unwind that would be economic lunacy. It would only cost jobs, and in fact what you risk is sending entire supply chains overseas. It's a nearly 25-year-old agreement. Should it be updated? Yes. We negotiated that agreement in a dial-up world. Let's bring it into a broadband economy. Let's recognize things like e-commerce. These are things that should be fixed.
What can happen locally in Arizona that could positively impact the relationship between Arizona and Mexico?
Well, let's start with the agreement first, the trade agreement first. We're very fortunate that we have a member of our congressional delegation who sits on the House Ways and Means Committee. Kudos to Representative David Schweikert, who's really been a positive pro-business, pro-trade voice within that committee. But at a local level, kudos to state legislators who put together a major delegation that went to Mexico City and Guanajuato last fall. It sends a great message that this state recognizes and values our relationship not only with Sonora but with all of Mexico, that we value this relationship not only from an economic standpoint but from a cultural standpoint, from a social standpoint. It's important to us. And then finally, I can't think of two governors who have a better binational cross-border relationship than Doug Ducey and Governor Claudia Pavlovich.
This week, both governors will meet in Tucson for the Arizona-Mexico Commission Summit, along with policymakers and business leaders from both sides of the border.
This summit, twice a year, where these state leaders come together, has really taken on greater importance in the last few years, especially under the Ducey administration. He really values his relationship with his counterpart in Mexico. We're going great guns in Arizona. If we could get the White House to take a page out of the Arizona playbook, we'd be in a lot better position.